J-Drone here. This is Nemo spy drone from World Tech Toys. There's a very tiny switch here above the charging port that you have to turn it on. Put it on a completely flat surface, guys. You want to turn your controller on, and then you are going to want to throttle up and then down, and then lightly up again. Let that gyro calibrate, and we're good to go outside. Always do that inside on a flat and level surface. You'll have the best flight results. And I recently got the Hubsan X4, which is a smaller drone. It's bigger than this, but it's considerably smaller than everything that I have, and that kind of made me want to get something smaller. I had very good success with the Hubsan drone, and right now I'm kind of probably pushing the limits with this. It is very small, extremely small. Like a micro SD card is about the width of the body, and I really shouldn't have it up that high. I'm assuming that's probably close to 200 feet, a little over 200 feet. And she's coming down. So that's probably the limit right there. To the point where it gets hard to see, don't go that high up. Otherwise you're going to lose contact between your controller and the drone, and it's going to fall to the sky. And bam. Always, if you drop a drone, you're unsure of where it is, don't turn off your controller, walk over to where you thought it was, and then lightly throttle up. You should hear motors, as I just did, and I was able to find it very quickly. I was unsure if it was in the trees or on the ground. That's why you see my head bobbing up and down, but once I throttled up I heard it on the ground and I found it very quickly. Right away, the responsiveness of this is good. As far as your distance on it, your distance limited, but it's also a smaller drone. If you did have a 300 to 600 foot range on this, you wouldn't be able to fly it that long anyway, just because you can see how small it's getting in this video. It's almost, you're almost having a hard time seeing it. And again, we're down. I don't believe I lost contact with the controller that time. I think I just brought it down too quickly, and with such small propellers you kind of have to ease it down. If you completely kill the propellers and then try to throttle up again, it does not have enough thrust to go from a dead fall and then back up again before hitting the ground, which is to be expected with something this small. It does have a camera on it. I wanted to test the camera during this flight, but I did not have the SD card inserted correctly. The SD card will fit completely inside of the body and won't stick outside of the body. If you have it sticking outside of the body, you have it installed correctly. Essentially, with the quad sitting upright on its legs, the SD card, flip it upside down and then put it in a port. It's a spring port, so it'll click in, and then to get it back out you just have to kind of touch it with your fingernail and it'll pop back out. But we will get video done on this. As far as a flyer, it's a good flyer. I have light 1 to 2 mile an hour wind. I would not see this doing much flying and anything more than that. It's extremely light. As you can see, I'm taking it out there. I'm not really pushing the limits like it did as soon as I got out here. I already know what's going to happen if I lose contact with the controller, and it's good that it does that it just completely drops. But we don't want to keep losing contact with it. I'm around trees, and if this gets stuck in a tree, the possibility of me finding it easily is not good. We're back in the air. This is a tosser. You pick this up, toss it, just throttle up, you're good to go, good to fly. You don't have to constantly take this off on a flat surface or even just a surface, period. Pick it up, toss it in the air, throttle up, you're good to go. For a beginner flyer, I'd say this is all day. Pick this up, fly it in your house. It has guards around the propellers. You can smash in your walls as much as you like. You're not going to damage them. You're not going to damage the quad, and you'll be able to learn how to fly. For a more advanced flyer with these toy grade quads like myself, this is fun. I mean, the fact that it has limited range doesn't make me super happy with it, but it's to be expected because again, this thing's so small. If it does go 300 to 400 feet, you're not going to be able to see it. The next test is going to be a camera test. If this passes a camera test, that it's not getting a lot of jello, it's getting decent video, I'm going to put the J-Drone stamp of approval on it right now. As far as flight ability, I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10 just because it doesn't have a lot of thrust. So we're taking that down for a point, and wind maneuverability, I guarantee it's not there. So just knock 2 points off. It is a good flyer though, so it does have an 8. We're not knocking it any. And what is going on here? I believe maybe the battery's gone. I would assume the battery's probably gone. That this is having a little bit of issues with power here, but we're back up in the sky here. Right now we're pushing about 5.25, 5.5 minutes. Back down again. That's another toss up. So I mean, if this hits the 6-minute mark, that's alright, that's decent. There's really not much you can do to get extended flight time off of this. Maybe take the cage off of it for a little weight reduction, but as far as removing the battery, they do have the battery enclosed in this to where they don't want you to take it off. There's a really quick light funnel for you. Very cool little quad, guys. If you're looking for something to fly in the house, this is the way to go. Once I test that camera and I give it a good stamp on that, then I'd say go for it. I picked it up for about $30. If you could do the same, all day. This decent little flyer. I'm J Drone. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and have a wonderful day. Take care.